Why, hello there, fellow Inquisitors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Inquest of the Dead. Episode 87, Arrival at the Deadlife ICBM Site. Current priority? Clear the ICBM site. For those that are left home, I really, you could actually make yourself, you already made a royal bed, but make another one. And everyone back here is going to try to reset the traps. How many? Oh, it's only Madsy and potentially Wizard. Well, have fun with that, Madsy. So you have your work cut out for you. I think what I'll do is I'm going to allow Ross and Board Drake and Rascal to attempt to construct. They're not very good at it, but it's better than it not getting done. Even if they have, because all that there is to fail here in terms of construction is mostly hay grass and wood, which is like affordable losses. I'm also going to stop cutting the tree cut zone because we have 600 wood, so that should be fine. So let's read some of the quest prompts as a reminder. The ancient ICBM launch site. We intercepted a broadcast at one of the silos we raided, and Deadlife is underway. Enough resource silos have been breached by us, which triggered the plan to be set in motion, and the broadcast confirms that Dariana Crovin has initiated the final preparations at this launch site. The missiles are being refueled, and they are armed with Deadlife dust payloads, and if launched, they will detonate high in orbit, spreading a near-permanent death pall across the entire planet, which is like wave 2 or whatever. So maybe we can assume that like the initial death pall is about to wear out, and this would just re-up it, because we've been under constant death pall for like the last 4 years, so this will make 4 years additional of darkness. So let's say the shattered empire, or the empire that was shattered on this planet, doesn't want 4 more years of dead darkness. We have traced the origin to this launch facility, and Crovin will start the launch sequence. It will be heavily defended, swarming with shamblers, but also protected with restored automation defenses. Crovin will activate numerous defensive systems from the facility's control room, opening sealed death pits, releasing shambler animals from containment kennels, flooding the complex with gas, and awakening elite Deadlife officers from cryogenic caskets. So stop Crovin. So from high up, I don't see any. These are all like busted turrets. There doesn't seem to be any active defenses outside, or even gas. I don't see anything like that. So what I'm going to do, risky as it is get a closer look, because we have the chem fuel to... Actually, you know what? We can't relaunch for a while. Who's the best pilot on this map tile? Sloan? So everyone but Sloan will pile out, and Sloan will repark. Rude Meshi, thank you for the resub. And then back home, what they're doing is they're preparing all of the like automated defensey stuff in case a massive horde comes. Alright, the sealed sarcophagus hisses open, releasing a cloud of Deadlife dust. And from within rises the General Crovin. Once the commander of Operation Deadlife, Crovin is now a shambler-bound remnant of a forgotten war. As she awakens, she begins reactivating the base's long, dormant defense systems. Rot-stink vents, turret grids, shambler kennels, and containment pits filled with the dead. Her ultimate goal is clear: to initiate the launch sequence for Deadlife ICBMs, orbital warheads designed to blanket the entire planet in death. If launched, shambler hordes will rise across the world, destroying settlements and ambushing caravans. You must reach the command center and destroy the launch terminal before Kroven completes her grim task. And cheesily, that's a new word, I know exactly where Kroven is because I'm going to leave this little message alert up so I can track her. So she's in the middle of the facility. Let's start breaking a hole and getting in. And entities, dark entities, are going to try to attack me in the process. There are some silos outside, yes. There's a silo lid and a silo. They don't have hit points and they cannot be stopped. We need to stop Kroven, not the silos themselves. Fight the launcher, not the launch. And back at home, they are trying to put the traps back together as much as they can. So because Good can refill her psi focus incredibly efficiently, I'm going to have her be the one to use a lot of her psi focus and leave RCV as backup. So Kroven is actually just on the other side of this wall. Because I'm cutting through the facility in a way that probably was not expected. Not that wall. Okay. Copy. Alright, before we go in, here's Darnya Kroven. Bunch of unknown traits with the ability to release Deadlife dust. Unfortunately, I don't see anything in here that is going... So there's dormant military turrets, but they're dormant. There's active terminals around the room. There is one Shambler, Anessa. But yeah, I don't really see anything stopping me from just murking Kroven, like, instantly. And, an inert death doorway. I think, for story's sake, I would love to capture Kroven. So I am going to do exactly that. Carry Kroven, I'm going to patch Kroven up and carry Kroven to the shuttle for exfil. Because we happen to have a prison containment facility here. So, glitch. Getting that shuttle. And you are going to be a prison warden. Also, Kroven, what are you wearing? You're wearing a general's cap, which gives you negotiation and suppression insignia, which gives you global certainty loss 0%. Ha! Well, I'm going to take that off your body. And a military coat. With all the Deadlife dust that is around this facility, it's probably best if I burn you before you come back. And if you're wondering, if you're thinking that felt really anticlimactic, we have good on our side, so evil stands no chance. One of the best boss fights ever. It's like exactly what you want from an anime boss fight, like after the it's like One Punch Man, right? It's so anticlimactic, it's climactic again. It's like you know exactly what's going to happen. There aren't pawns designed to be able to get beaten on by someone like Good. So the boss fight should be exactly what you saw, which is just a complete decimation of the enemy forces instantly. What is interesting is the other facilities, for whatever reason, were like subterranean and trickier. They were actually kind of hard. They were a little sketchy. And this one, not so much. Also, Krovan is not immune to tox buildup, which is hilarious because it's you're kind of gonna die if we don't actually exfil you, which I find hilarious for some reason. So Sloan has parked close for an exfiltrate. You can hear like the everything in this facility going absolutely haywire, like they're just trying to rip it apart to get to me. But we are gonna grab Krovan and interrogate them, because there's a lot to be learned from the general that was in charge of the project. No, don't land on me. Alright, place Darnia in the Cathodon with glitch. And good. Everyone else in the other shuttle. Now, for the interest of revealing what else is here, because I just like anticlimactically snatched and grabbed like SEAL Team 6, everyone here, I'm gonna reveal the facility so that you aren't left wondering. So we have shells of Deadlife dust and additional silos. We've got ancient kennels filled with like shambler animals. A lot of the shamblers that are up and around, we've got multiple death pits, 2 death pits. There is a planning desk. Actually, you know what? Let's check that out before I leave. And I had known about the planning desk because it was in Krovan's like main facility room. I just like brain selectively ignored it. We've got more kennels. There should be caskets here unless they're already out of the caskets. So this facility was truly ready to fight back in a big way. It just wasn't ready for the speed and force at which I threw at it. I don't think there's any other ancient battle plans here, though. And there's rot stink vents that would have released rot stink gas. Really? You're just going to keep harassing me so that I can't study the plans, aren't you? Okay. That's certainly a vibe. Now, these guys are not within the sphere of Deadlife dust, so I actually want to wait until Curry is outside of it. And they're slowly trying to attack the shuttle. Alright, let's have Glitch take the general back home. And then I'll launch the Manic Dark with Good in a minute. They're about to breach, though. Really? Just keep it... Okay, yeah, there we go. Did Madsy finish? Nope, still working on it. Okay, they're being captured. I'm trying to study the battle plans. If I can get ahead of the wall of corpses. How about now? Maybe? Maybe. Big maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But now Kroven is unwaveringly loyal. So what we're going to do is we're going to study you instead. Because you're like... You're actually an entity? You're weird. Because you're like an entity and you're also a pawn. You're kind of both. I'm not going to be able to study this thing, am I? No, there we go. Redacted Silo B6. Alright. Get to the chopper. What the hell kind of path is that? Okay, I guess go through a super slow open door. And... out. Quest failed. What? I disagree. Hang on a minute. Does Kroven need to die? I'm pretty sure you could capture Kroven and that's still a win condition. Let me, version 2.0, guys. I didn't realize I didn't have an autosave. Terminals were still active. I'm pretty sure that... Okay, let's... I've done this before, where, like, I killed Kroven, and I thought that I could just leave the terminals up, but apparently I was wrong. Destroy the lunch terminals. Alright, the Deadlife vents are open now. Oh, whoops. I could have intercepted them. Sorry, Sakura. Maybe I won't go for a capture. I still kind of want to capture, so I'll try to, like, deactivate the terminals or something. I'll do it better. It is weird that the... In some degree... To some degree or another, I would just chalk that up as, like, poor quest information, because, they make it pretty clear that I have to stop Kroven, so then when I did, it's weird to lose. But this time, the turrets are on. And quest complete, because Kroven's dead. Yeah, excuse me. I'm okay with this kind of ending, too. Just a little confusing that, capturing wasn't good enough. This is exactly what I was referencing, which is like... If your general's dead, why is it still a threat? Alright. Kadath, cover Sakura. Sakura, study the plans. Oh, there's a new turret that's on me. Now, dead here won't stay dead long. Kroven's actually coming back, which is funny. And there we go. We have vault info. So let's exfiltrate now that we have a success. And I'm going to bring Kroven out here and burn them. Different kind of ending. Director's cut. And we'll wait till their body's gone. God, these are easy to kill zombies. The fanfic version. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Kroven is totally gone. I have gotten the green light. You've won. I still have other vaults to potentially check out, but do I get to succeed this time around? It's too bad we don't have a Kroven interrogation to do, but, you know, it wasn't meant to be. So this is the new vault. The B82. And as far as I can tell, the game isn't complaining about that ending. Okay, sure. Well, let's continue to try to investigate vaults. And then also see if our designs are effective. You know, these automated anti-shamble designs. Ooh! Legendary. Well then. Were those unknown beds because of the travel? Or the deaths? Probably the deaths. Alright, time to tidy up this barracks a bit. So we've got a few other silos, and I'm most interested in going to the one we just revealed. An amazing edifice. So they want to celebrate the fact that we did it by offering us an anarchist. Well, I mean, that's a really tempting offer, but I'm going to go with you shattered and broke as an empire for a very good reason. Goodbye. You deserved it. Counteroffer, no. All right, RCV. Congratulations, you have your other leg to stand on. And then I'll consider further surgeries in a bit. So we kind of know what to expect from the other facilities, but before we go to them, I'd really like to get some of the automated defenses up for the large Shambler assault that we know is coming. Can you guys stop landing on me? I don't want anyone new. I don't know what the storyteller's deal is this time around. It's actually, honestly, quite weird. Normally, the storyteller, like, once you hit a certain population level, it's just like, okay, you're good, you have enough people. And this time around, it's just like, oh, how about more? How about more? How about more? It's like, we have so many. What are you doing? Why do you think we need, like, 25 colonists? That's not a number that you should be concerned with. It's a bit, honestly, of a bit of a head scratcher. Oh, and okay. Wait, what? All right, you're who? What? No, stop. Case in point, I know why it's happening. It's because, from a scenario standpoint, too much of these incidents are disabled for lower reasons. So the storyteller's just like, how about more people? Because I don't know what else to do. But it does make it, from a storytelling point, like, pretty weird. Because it's just like, all right, new people, new people, new people. So if we are trying to go out to the other silos, I am going to need chem fuel. Charity fuse died without treatment. Oh no! You know what I just realized? Is that why everyone had like mental breaks recently? It may be. Randy has a high pop cap. No, that isn't the reason why. Randy has a high pop cap, but high pop cap is not what we're seeing here. What we're seeing here is the minimum, not the maximum. I think of the storytellers, none of them have like a low pop warning of less than like 3 or 4. So if you are constantly getting new people, it's just from a small pool of events. It's not a pop cap thing. They're different mechanics at play. So just to expand for people who don't understand, all 3 storytellers have sort of like a minimum population where they will prioritize joiners. Basically, when you're about to die because there's no one left, you get a bunch of joiners. And then you have like the normal population, let's just say from 3 to 20. And then you have a high pop where when you go above that population, the game tries to kill you off. So essentially the game is trying to drive you towards having somewhere between 3 and 20 pawns. And any more than 20, it's trying to kill you. And any less than 3, it's trying to give you extra to try to keep the story going. Randy does, I believe, have the highest pop cap, but all of the joiner requests we have is not the minimum pop cap. That's a totally different mechanic at play, as I said. Which is usually reserved for, like, when your colony is about to collapse, it throws a bunch of people at you. So if you ever had, like, 1 person left and then, like, 6 people join all of a sudden. I mean, it happened in the Boundless Witch, where, like, she was almost the last one left and people just keep joining and joining and joining. And that's the minimum population mechanic at play, where it's, like, throwing people at me ridiculously to try to keep the story going. Because that's, you know, that's another mechanic. For better or for worse. So I'm really tempted to see if these, like, corpse traps will work. Which is why, I mean, I should have prototyped one of them. I just don't... The problem is I don't know the direction that the shamblers are coming in, so I can't plan it quite that nicely. we'll have an answer to that pretty soon, I think. And then after the next Shamble Assault, I'll go out to the other silos. Oh, I was about to say, speaking of which, but no, it's not. This is the assault. This is just some idiots. Prepare a while. That's a terrible idea. Terrible because it gives me a chance to mess with them badly. Let's have fun. So, Sloan and Kadath, would I be able to interest you in triple launchers? And let's do Glitch as well. Sloan, Kadath, and Glitch. The three of you grab triple launchers, and let's hit them 9 ways from Sunday. Not 6, but 9, because bigger number funnier. Glitch and Sloan go... Let's hit the Southwest group first. I'm planning on just, like, bombing the bejesus out of them. I'm also going to go behind my walls for everyone else, so that if they do get aggroed, they, like, go after the few shamblers that are up, rather than me. What's funny about this is, like, them fighting the shamblers are just going to come back, because we are still in a perma-death palm scenario. So down here, they do have a triple that could fire on me, and they're kind of getting, like, ornery when I get close, which is fine, and it's not a problem. So let's do guided shot on those. The sniper's aiming at me, so I'll aim back. Alright, you guys can go back. Sorry, Glitch, for the ribcage wound. And then I'll do another guided shot with Sloan. Oh, jeez. Sorry, Glitch. You jump. Get yourself some real rest. And then Kadath, you re-up your triple launcher. And just keep messing with them. Perfect. So what I'm trying to do here, if you're wondering, is I'm trying to stagger them, the enemies, so that they, I'm not fighting all three groups at once. So just pissing off one group at a time is probably the best way to handle it. So the Southwest group is obviously aggroed, and, oh, we're gonna ship crash too. And I'll just have Good pick them apart. Except for some of them are vampires, which... Oh, wow, you died fast for a vampire. And then the nuisance is going to be, like, cleaning up their bodies once they're dead. So, down goes this group. And then, Kadath, you are ready to fire another guided shot on this group. They're getting a little pissy, but... I'll back up and move. And then Glitch is getting patched up by an 18-year-old that doesn't know what she's doing. Alright, let's fix that. Why are you assigned to doctoring? I don't even know. Like, truly do not understand how I ended. I think you were self-tending at some point? Maybe. But I intervened. We're good. Alright, they got splashed pretty good. And I'm going to have Kadath grab another one. Why not? I got him, might as well use him. Wow, you got shot in the head. I'm glad I was wearing a cataphract helmet, because that could be a lot worse. And then Glitch almost died too. I'm taking some unnecessary risks here. But I don't know, it's kind of fun. Alright, I'm gonna try to fire another triple launcher over there. The problem is they have a lot of sniper rifles. So sniper rifles and triple launchers obviously fire at the same distance. So I can use guided shot, but then even then they kind of get like aggroed getting close, so it's been a little tricky to try to whittle them down. These guys, however, don't really, I mean, they do still have, I suppose, 2 sniper rifles. The other thing I could do about the Northwest group is this. Extract shells. Let's hit them with HE volley. So Sakura, Sun Tzu, and Ross hold fire, but man it. Trying to kill, I'm assuming, yeah, single phase with a triple launcher is tough. They don't really like to die. Where did my special rifle go? There it is. Alright, and they're reloading their shells, and they'll be ready to launch in just a second. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Inquest of the Dead, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions or feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Inquisitors.